So here we are in the early stages, although not the very beginning, of Kesseldorf, 1745. Once again, I started recording when I started the channel, and I decided that I might as well record the games I had underway that hadn't progressed too far yet. My knowledge about this conflict is zero. I have played this scenario once before from the same side. That is, as Saxons and Austrians. And I did manage to win it. But I don't really remember how. It was kind of a while ago, so we'll just have to make it up as we go along again. I do like the snowy landscape. It does make it a little bit difficult to see the elevation, I have to admit. So I've been kind of having to mouse over the ground quite a bit. And I don't believe there's a grid function in Pike and Shot the way there is in Field of Glory 2. So far, though, it's looking pretty bad for my center. A lot of disrupts. And not a whole lot of useful reserves to plug the gap. But if that is indeed the far left wing of the Prussian army, then my reinforcements should be able to start kind of rolling things up if everyone doesn't run away for home before that. Just starting to look somewhat doubtful. So that's 7 cavalry units to my 6. 8 to 6. So I'll need to play a little defensively here. Interesting. I'm thinking that maybe bayonets have a melee point of advantage, but only in steady? Or perhaps bayonets simply cancel mounted points of advantage if steady. I'm guessing that that's what it is. Damn, I was hoping for a disrupt there, but no dice. We'll get these 4 squadrons of horse to make their way over there. And then this whole right wing is just going to try to rush into contact as rapidly as possible. which of course in the case of the infantry is not that rapidly. Waste of good infantry. Cavalry is essentially identical. That's good. We have impact foot. They have higher quality and attached guns, which provide firepower and a defensive POA of 50. We'll go for it anyway. If nothing else, it'll stop us from getting shot at so much. We'll hurl these cavalrymen forward to just soak in some fire and contribute their pitiful pistol fire. But next round, if they don't disrupt, they should be able to charge in. Okay, who's left? All right. If we fall back, we'll test and possibly break. If we stand, we'll get shot at and possibly frag. So I guess we'll go with the frag. Pretty disappointing volleys here. Okay. Not feeling optimistic at the moment, but then again, I never do, so let's hold that thought. Next turn. Maybe the intelligent thing to do would have been to withdraw from the left and just leave a forlorn hope in the town, but I really wanted to try to hold the hill and stream. pretty ugly start. All right. Okay, right. So, as I thought, the steady bayonets cancel out points of advantage from cavalry melee. Looks like we're going to have a total cave-in in the center here, so we'll just rush these horsemen in to try to contain the situation long enough for our right wing to come in. Okay. If we stand and fire, we might get charged in the flank by these grenadiers. If we charge, we'll probably get charged in the flank by these infantry within a couple turns. Both choices are rather bad, but at least charging will possibly allow this brigade to rally. So we'll charge. can either attempt to fragment this unit before charging, then I will take fire, or just charge in and then fire. I think I'll take that. Good. If we're lucky, this unit will break and cause some kind of cohesion check. That was unfortunate. I should have moved this unit first. Now it's lost its chance. Maybe. That could be very useful if they stop chasing. This is going to be bad. Not this turn, I suppose, but soon it will be bad. Okay, let's see if we can hold out. Next turn. Break. What do we get out of it? Not much. Better. No failed tests. Very unfortunate. This could get ugly. Ugh. That could turn out well. we are making good progress in our right flank. We do not yet have a total collapse in the center, although it's moving in that direction. I think Kesseldorf itself is on the verge of getting overrun as well. There we go. There's some progress. Very good. Okay. Could stay to shoot it out with these dragoons, but not going to waste my time. Okay. One more unit to push that flank. But then the rest are going to start slowly making their way over towards the center. Okay. Lucky disrupt. Might save that unit at least. Now, depending on which way these men flee, that could get very damaging. Good. Okay. Next turn, this impact foot will close in. For now, we will keep firing. That is better. So this sector is actually going acceptably. It's here that our whole infantry line is at risk of collapse. A frag, although I'm not sure if I'll have time to take advantage of it. These men are going to get flanked. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this whole pocket's about to collapse before I can rescue it. This cavalry is just going to have to do what it can to hold the gap. Then there's the matter of Kesseldorf itself. Well, that's a no-brainer. This unit will turn around to cover this flank. This unit will wait in reserve. Let's throw them in. Okay. And the defense of the town. So the two concerning parts are, of course, the disruption of this infantry unit and this artillery unit. I could attempt to fall back, but if they broke, they could make things dangerous for everyone else. So instead, we'll just stand and fire, for better or for worse. Thinking for worse at this rate. Now, another question is, this infantry battalion can either move right to put some pressure here, or turn around and get ready to support here. I think we'll move to the right. Put on what pressure we can. Could charge now. Or we could wait. Then I'm afraid this unit will get rolled up, so we'll charge. Okay, so here's the overall situation right now. Our right wing is driving hard and sweeping away the Prussian cavalry before it. If we're lucky, we'll start being able to outflank this sector of the Prussian infantry. In this sector, it superficially looks like it's going well because of the disrupt and fragment tags on the Prussian infantry. However, this infantry brigade or regiment is going to outflank us, and it could roll the whole line, or these dragoons could break this fragmented infantry unit with harassing fire. So, on balance, it looks like I'm going to lose this. On the other hand, we do have 4 units of cavalry. These could be shifted to the left to help with the cavalry battle, but I think it would be wiser to simply send them up the center, see if they can catch any pursuers in the flank, and just delay, so that this right wing can move up. And that's essentially what we're doing here on the left as well. Kesseldorf's garrison is outnumbered and probably would be overrun eventually, but these units really just have to hold on for a while and cause casualties. Okay, onward. Sorry, I missed a couple seconds there. Looks like we might be pulling ahead in the route percent, but it's deceptive because unlike in Field of Glory and Pike and Shot, it doesn't track real time. So it's the number from all the ongoing combats, but it's not the number from any results from pursuits. So it's really not accurate until the start of your own turn. Okay. Right. Because I should mention that it is possible to move the camera a fair amount in this game. I just never do. I've modded my map view file to enable me to zoom out a little further and zoom in a little further, which I basically don't do. You can also rotate it. I believe there's also, there we go, close in view, that's shift 3. But again, I pretty much just always leave the camera angle alone. Let's start with the easier decisions on the right wing. So these 5 units will continue their slow march towards the center. These 4 to cover the very soon to blow wide open gap here. But we might be able to do some good. Right. It is basically all over though. We can't protect both of these units' flanks. So we'll both face this way. So we can either fire and get shot to pieces or charge and get stabbed. Suppose I'll take getting stabbed. Well, let's bring along some friends and see if they can help. So he covered this flank with this cavalry unit, unfortunately. Let's chase these dragoons off. Good. village. Or the town. Guess I don't actually know how large it is. Alright, this situation is pretty bad. I turned this unit to cover the left, and now my rear is exposed. And these are dragoons. They are light troops, and they do not exert a zone of control on cavalry. Furthermore, if this unit breaks, these pursuers could end up coming this way. Yeah, it's all looking kind of bad. We'll cover our rear like so. And this unit might start rolling down now. Basically, it's just all bad. Okay. Well, we're still making progress on this side. And we still haven't entirely collapsed on this side. Next turn. Next turn. Better. I was hoping they would hold for one more turn, but it's not going to happen. Ouch. Yep, there goes that center line. Oh, this is getting very bad. That could be very good, though. Yep, that whole center is gone. I was really hoping to catch these guys out, but I could not quite close the deal. Okay. This is a mess. And our reinforcements are still quite far away. Ah, so annoying. I don't know what use these horsemen are going to be, to be honest, but might as well get them moving the right direction. Right, they're light, so we can't charge them in the open. Right, fortifications. Yeah, this is all pretty tremendously bad. I was feeling much more confident about this a little while ago. Looks like we'll need the help over here after all. Ouch. I was feeling much better about this a couple turns ago. Alright, onward. Next turn. Yeah, I may have gotten overconfident here. Not sure if that's a good idea, guys. Very nice. I mean, we are up 10% at the moment, but 10% is totally surmountable. Well, 12, but you know, I've seen games as high as 20% or 25% leads flip. Not often, but it's not extremely uncommon either. He's certainly getting some points back on the table here. Ugh, he's in the fortifications. Finally. Yeah. These guys are heroes. I mean, they're still gonna break, but I'll at least get a chance to do some damage now. Superior. That would explain it. Alright, this is getting rather confusing. But there is some order emerging here. First off, get these out of the way. Now, if we're lucky, these will break and we'll roll. So we're shooting at pursuers, so that's half effect. Presumably because they are afraid of hitting their own fleeing men when they fire. So far, these units have done a whole lot of riding through the countryside. Finally. Didn't do a lot of damage, but they definitely tied down a lot of units. We might need to escape this infantry unit. It's a village, so now all I've done is increase my chance of disrupting when this unit breaks, if it breaks. Okay. Right. This whole situation. So my plan to tie down his center after it broke through has completely failed because things have gotten too messy on the flanks. We'll have to try to rescue these guns, I suppose. There is a we initiated contact, which slightly increases the chance of pursuit, but even so, because we're behind fortifications, our chance of pursuing out is lower, though not as low as if we had repulsed a charge into the fortifications. Now, this is key. This will stop this unit from rolling down here. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. We may yet have a chance to hold Kesseldorf itself. Auto break point would be 210 men. I think I'm going to shuffle these horsemen away from this foot and then arc around and try to take out their guns. Alright, these might just ruin the plan by breaking, and if they break, that could, if this unit holds, end up wrecking these units as well. Yeah. Can't decide if it's worse to charge or shoot. Charging is terrible. The shooting will also be 2 full-on volleys in the face with muskets and light guns. We'll shoot. Luck is with us. Okay. So, overall situation. Starting to clean up here. Although, they're being stubborn, holding out in the villages. I'm interested in seeing what these units do. That's a full 7 units of infantry, and 6 of them look pretty intact. So whether they'll push this way to fight over the village of Zulman, or push this way and attempt to finish overrunning Kesseldorf, which so far is holding out. We might actually win the cavalry action at this rate, thanks to our reinforcements only. Okay, onward. Next turn. We're at plus 24. If there's a charge that pushes that number higher, we could have a win this turn all of a sudden. But of course, that could go the other way as well. have some lucky cohesion drops on these two. Very nice. Maybe the left wing horse didn't need rescuing after all. Very good. It's hard to say if my opponent would have been better off just trying to defend Steinbach and Zollmann instead of advancing. I mean, at the same time, the advance was very threatening, and, you know, this happened, so... Ouch. Okay. Looks like our advantage falls to 22, so we will have to slug it out and force him over the 60%. Okay. The mini-maps always end up looking completely disastrous, but if it only showed the units that were intact, this would look a lot simpler. Basically, the enemy is here, and that's more or less it. That's a little trick. You have to be fairly certain of the direction the enemy will free, but you can kind of attack routers to chase them and push a little bit further, hopefully, and also hopefully in the right direction. It's a little unfortunate to push out of the fortifications, but otherwise we would have been in charge range of this unit. So we would have had to turn to face it and fire, and then just take concentrated fire from these dragoons. So figure breaking the fragged ones was better. So looking at this melee, you can see that the dragoons have swordsman plus 100, and no melee capabilities apply. Basically, let's see if it says it here. Right. So swordsman plus 100 versus any mounted, except steady pistols, plus 100 against any foot unless these are steady and protected, which means unit has pike, spearman, or bayonet, or is defending an obstacle, or is commanded shot with adjacent friendly non-light mounted. So because this unit is fragmented as opposed to steady, they're at a sudden and terrible POA disadvantage. That's something to keep in mind using armies like the Ottomans or units like Haiduks in Eastern armies, that if you're fighting pike and shot Western European armies, you're going to be fighting them on even terms in melee until they disrupt or are moderately to severely disordered, at which point you'll be suddenly at not just the usual pretty hefty advantage for being at higher morale state, but a additional massive boost from unlocking that swordsman POA. Now, if I were here in this battle, I think I would have liked to have been a lowly conscript deployed in the rear rank of this unit here. I don't think they have seen a single whiff of gunfire. Probably the best place to be. Yeah, I was hoping to see from another game whether it was possible for dragoons to charge steady or unsteady foot, but not steady foot. But of course, I don't have any targets available, and I already shot these rounds off, so I can't check. But I believe the case is that I think dragoons cannot charge steady foot in the open, but we'll have to keep an eye out for that and figure it out. After all these years, there's still things that I'm not sure of in this game. I mean, that doesn't answer my question because they're in a stream, so it's not open terrain. So they fragmented, but their movement allowance won't drop until next turn. It's not an issue that comes up in Field of Glory 2 because there's no residual fire stage there. Okay, we might be looking at a win next turn anyway if any of his units break and he doesn't get rallies. So we'll quick review the field now as we lack a post-battle function here. I am pleased that we are about to finish cleaning up this cavalry operation. Not quickly enough to intervene here, but Kesseldorf is still in our hands, or at least it is contested, and I don't see it falling at this rate. The center was a disaster, but he hasn't had time to really move out of the center yet and rescue his collapsing left wing. So always easier after the fact. But perhaps a defense of the villages here would have helped a little bit just for the cover bonus. But I think he did very well here. And I don't know, maybe if I were playing, it's possible I would have simply avoided Kesseldorf. Uh, but I think I tend to be sometimes overcautious approaching fortified positions, but maybe I would have rushed around this way with the dragoons and cavalry and just not even bothered attacking here and kept out of close musket shot and pushed here. But I haven't actually played the other side, so that's a lot of talk with nothing to back it up. Maybe sometime I'll get a recording of that and we can see how I do. Alright, onward. Alright, and on to what appears to be our final turn here. I'm pleased that we held Kesseldorf to the end. Well, maybe held is a bit of an exaggeration, but we still have a strong presence within Kesseldorf to the end. And the breach in our center didn't really widen too much. And we won the left-wing cavalry action, which looked very uncertain for most of the game. I do want to mention that I started a game a couple days before this one with the same opponent, First Bull Run 1861, in which he absolutely thrashed me. And unfortunately, I did not catch it as a recording because it would have been too many turns in when I started the channel. So I just want to put it out there that I won this one, but around the same time, he just wiped me off the field in another match. As for this scenario itself, I have not played it from the Prussian side before. I played it once before as a Saxon, so I really don't know how it feels to play from the other side. I'm sure we'll get around to it eventually. Looks like we got a bonus few points in the field there. Boost us from 63 to 65. Alright, so good game to my opponent, and till next time.